Welcome to ACC Network Baseball presented by Auto Owners Insurance. On a beautiful day in Tallahassee, time for Game 2 of a weekend set between the Duke Blue Devils and the 10th-ranked Seminoles of Florida State. Welcome to you from Dick Howser Stadium with Eduardo Perez. I'm Darren Vaught. Eduardo, a competitive, well-pitched game yesterday. Great crowd, another sellout this afternoon. A chance for Duke to be competitive again, and for Florida State, an opportunity to secure a series.
Absolutely. Look, there's one thing that the Seminoles have done really well is play well in the ACC and play well here at Dick Howser Stadium. Yesterday, they were able to accomplish that on a Friday night. Now will they be able to do it on a Saturday afternoon with beautiful weather? I think this is their moment, and it all starts with number 12 and their three-hole hitter, Miles Bailey. He has been the epicenter of their offense. He provides the power, he provides the discipline, and most importantly, he makes sure that the concessions are empty because they're all eyes on him when he is up to bat.
He provides a lot of pop. 3 home runs last weekend, you saw. 12 home runs on the season. He is their guy, safe to say, in the lineup.
Yeah, definitely the guy. Now, for the Seminoles, you're going to have Mr. Beards on the mound. What are you going to get? You're going to get a lot of change-ups out of him. Trey Beard understands that everyone knows that he has an excellent change-up. It's how can you locate it? It's been a good one for him so far this season, 2-0 with a 1.99 ERA. When he gets in trouble, he will go to it. 43% of the time he'll throw the changeup. The rest of the time he has to throw that fastball and has to be able to locate it well on the inside part of the plate. If he does that, he could give the Seminoles some valuable innings against a team that is very good offensive, especially on the base paths.
On to the Duke Blue Devils. They are led by first-year head coach Corey Muscara, who, look, if nothing else, this is going to be a Duke team that is going to come at you with some aggressiveness. They're going to play hard, and they're going to compete.
They're going to compete, and they have to compete at the plate, and it all starts right at the top of the order, and he knows that. When you have Albright, who already has 34 walks this season, that's Taylor Albright, he sets the tone. If he gets on base, it makes it a lot easier for R.J. Hamilton, Caden Smith, and Matthew Strand to be able to create chaos on the top part of the order.
Caden Smith, the walk-off hero in their midweek leading up into this series. A home run in the bottom of the 9th to knock off East Carolina at home before the trip down to face Florida State. Another beautiful day for it as we get set to get underway, and the chops are already happening. The lefty Trey Beard deals a first pitch strike, and we are underway. Tyler Albright, one of the best on-base hitters in all of college baseball. 470 his OBP this season.
It's going to be all about the discipline for the Duke Blue Devils. How will they be able to attack Beard? It's over-the-top action, fastball, the changeup, same arm action as well. Hides the ball well. You have to be disciplined in the zone.
Albright, couple of hits yesterday. Works his body out of the way, 2-2, an even count.
That's a very good execution on that pitch. Show him in, now possibly to go back away with a change. Goes right back in with the fastball, trusting and establishing it early.
So Albright fights it off with 2 strikes. Good eye and a full count.
It's a heck of a pitch right there. He goes with his 3rd most used pitch, the curveball, and then to go with the change up there.
Drops into the zone for strike 3. Good start for Trey Beard and the FSU defense.
Well, you know the changeup's coming, and it's exactly what he does. Throws it eye level up. Your eyes fool you and say it's going to be too elevated if it looks like arm action fastball, but it's the cambio. Already using it early.
It's a first pitch swing and a miss from R.J. Hamilton. 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in game 1 yesterday. So 1 batter in, 1 strikeout for Trey Beard. Wes Mendez, their ace, had 12 of them in the win yesterday. Now he's got Hamilton 0-2.
Yeah, Hamilton did not like that pitch. Looks back, makes sure that there's no way it could be a little further in or down than that pitch. It's really difficult for the Duke Blue Devils, who during batting practice did not have a left-handed thrower. Everything came from the right side to make an adjustment to Trey Beard. 2 changeups in a row after starting off 0-2. Evens up the count at 2-2. See if Beard goes here with the fastball in.
Bouncer, but foul, so it'll be another 2-strike count for R.J. Hamilton. And therefore the Animals, as they're called, up in the stands for Florida State, will continue the K-time chant.
It's a heck of an at-bat. It doesn't matter what happens here on the next pitch. To work the count 0-2 to 3-2, laying off some really serious changeups and also fouling one off, making Beard work early in this inning.
Ball 4 taken by Hamilton, so that's consecutive 7-pitch plate appearances for the Blue Devils. A strikeout and a walk. They've got a runner on with 1 down.
Let's see how Moose, the manager, the head coach for the Duke Blue Devils, plays this. As now you have R.J. Hamilton on the mound. You know he's a dynamic athlete. Already has 17 stolen bases in 18 attempts, so that's elite efficiency at first base already for the Blue Devils.
So some concern for Hamilton. The Blue Devils, no stolen bases yesterday, but you saw earlier 103 on the season. They've got 3 of the top 5 base stealers in the ACC, Hamilton being one of them.
No secret what the Blue Devils do. Florida State yesterday threw over a lot with runners on first base.
There's a strike to Caden Smith.
Best part about it is when you do have a runner at first against Trey Beard, does it eliminate the changeup? So far we've seen 2 consecutive fastballs.
Laced, and it's down into left field, rolling toward the corner. Smith's thinking extra bases, and it's a double easy to put 2 in scoring position.
And it's all created because of that walk. You look at the at-bat of R.J. Hamilton. He's at first base, 3 consecutive fastballs, all trying to pound the fastball in on Caden Smith. And he's able to get the bat head out and keep it fair. Now you have 2 runners in scoring position, and again, just like yesterday, Duke threatening early against Florida State.
Duke unable to capitalize in those key moments yesterday. Just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position in game 1.
And if you're Matthew Strand right now, you're thinking he has to be able to go with the changeup. That's his money pitch. That's what he should be going with.
Popped up. Miles Bailey drifting over. It won't stay in play.
Oh, the wind's blowing exactly in on that angle right there. Maybe on another day, that ball could be pushed towards the field. One count. His best pitch is a changeup. That's what you should be sitting on.
Swing and a drive out to center field. Braden Dowd back. Finds and catches, but it's plenty deep to bring Hamilton in on a sacrifice fly.
Great game plan so far by the Duke Blue Devils. Being able to execute with a runner on third base. You get a deep fly ball. keep the runner at second base, but you're at least on the board and you keep the Florida State fans, out of it early.
Florida State allows a first inning run for just the 6th time this season. Jake Landon watches inside, 1-0. And part of that, Eduardo, is because you've got Wes Mendez and Trey Beard throwing half of your games if you've got one in the midweek. Been really good early, especially in their outings. Now 2-0.
Yeah, they've been really good, and they've been able to establish that zone early. Right now, we're seeing Beard just behind in the count once again, this time 2-0. Hasn't been able to land that fastball hard in.
Chopped foul for strike one. Three balls and one strike. Duke trying to collect another run with a man in scoring position here in the first.
I'd be surprised if he goes 3-1 fastball. I'm looking for a changeup up in the zone right now. And he went fastball, and it's okay. 3-1, you're looking for it. But the money pitch for Trey Beard has always been that changeup. That's the one so far this inning that he's been able to get soft contact with. 3-2 after speeding up the bat 3-1. This will be an interesting call here.
Full count. Hard hit down the line, snagged on a backhand. The throw over to Bailey at first is in time and retires the side. Nice play by Carter McCauley, but not before the damage is done. A run in the top of the first for the Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils getting on the board early, but the Florida State defense keeps it at bay. 1-0 Seminoles, bottom of the first coming up.
Devils, so they match their run total from yesterday's Game 1 loss in just the top of the first inning. On to the home half, and number 10 Florida State to the plate for the first time on this gorgeous day in Tallahassee.
And Seminoles finding themselves in an unfamiliar territory, down 1-0 already at home, as Lynch Jarrett in his 4th season at Florida State trying to lead his Seminoles back to Omaha.
The lineup begins with the freshman John Stutzer, then Miles Bailey, and another freshman, Kelvin Paulino Jr., due up in this frame.
How about the Seminoles changing it up a little bit with their lineup? It's been Braden Dowd who's been leading off, and Miles Bailey now in the 2 spot, and I think that's all trying to get Bailey up in the order a little bit more instead of in the 3 spot in the 2. And Jack Hedrick, the sophomore, 6'5", 205 pounds, right out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He takes the ball here at Dick Howser Stadium, trying to preserve that 1-0 lead early on. 2-0 in the season, 20 strikeouts, 13 walks so far, and 20 and a third inning of work.
Bailey begins the game on deck for Florida State, focal point of their lineup. You'll watch Stutzer, the freshman, settle in to face Jack Hedrick, who only worked 3 innings on this pitching staff for Duke last year, but is one of the holdovers through the coaching change, and Corey Muscara taking over. First pitch fouled away.
That foul ball is presented by Renewal by Anderson, Windows and Doors.
Tell you what, a little surprise right there. He went after the first pitch after a long top half of the first inning. And down 1-0.
Stutzer 0 for 2 yesterday, walking a strikeout. Another aggressive swing, rolls it foul. Hedrick with 2 strikes. 1-2. Oh, hits Stutzer.
All right, Darren. When you have a 1-2 count, 0-2 count, and you get hit by a pitch right there in the buttocks, and you have Miles Bailey on deck, you'll take it every single time. Missed, and now you find yourself in a little trouble. First baseman has to hold on the runner at first, and they're going to play their second baseman way out in right center field, short right field. So the shift is on for Miles Bailey.
Heavy to the pull side for Bailey. Stutzer takes off, the pitch misses, and he dives in safely.
There's no one at third base right there. When that play happens, that's where Hedrick, the pitcher, has to hustle to third base. On the stolen base, the shortstop is covering. Third baseman is backing up. No one was at third base, abandoned completely.
One and 0, big swing, but it's back into the backstop. Bailey, the hometown guy from right here in Tallahassee. In his second season as a member of the Seminoles. 1-1, brushes up inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. So here's a look at the shift, but over at third base, that was not the case earlier on that stolen bag, as you alluded to earlier, Eduardo.
All right, let's talk about the advanced approach. You have a 3-1 count. You have a patient man on the plate. I want you guys to look at the way he grips the bat, right in his fingers. That's an advanced approach. Looks a lot like if he's holding a golf club, right on the fingers.
Ball 4 taken, and Bailey heads over to first.
Does not choke the bat in the back of the hand, the palm of the hand. And Bailey, again, being so patient at the plate, leading the Seminoles in walks. Now that's his 33rd walk of the season, second only behind Tyler Albright, the leadoff hitter for the Duke Blue Devils.
Couple aboard for Kelvin Paulino Jr. Lays it foul, 0-1 the count to the designated hitter.
Paulino yesterday with a big at-bat on a fastball up in the zone. Very good fastball hitter.
Paulino drives it to the opposite field. Toward the line, a run for it, and a sliding effort by Hamilton, but it drops foul.
We'll find out if that actually worked in the Duke Blue Devils' advantage, because both runners at second and also at first were tagging up on it. Still no outs. So it's strike 2 to Paulino. Hedrick set. Hard on the ground, and it ricochets away. Everybody's going to be safe.
Welcome in for those just joining us on ACC Network. Bottom of the first, Florida State trying to bounce back from surrendering a run in the top of the first. They've got bases loaded and nobody out for their cleanup batter, Braden Dowd. With Eduardo Perez, I'm Darren Vaught.
He had a missed opportunity right there on a hard shot by Paulino on an 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that was not able to be caught by Colton Quagliano at third base. Could have been 2 with a runner at third. Instead, bases loaded and no outs.
So for the Seminoles, John Stutzer there at third. The leadoff batter was hit by a pitch with 2 strikes. Then Miles Bailey walked. Hard struck ground ball to third base. Kelvin Paulino reaches via error. Braden Dowd previously in the leadoff spot until this game.
How about that? So far, 3 out of the 4 hitters for Florida State have swung at the first pitch. And Braden Dowd, who's been that leadoff hitter, as you mentioned earlier, now finds himself with the bases loaded in the first inning. Not a bad spot to be in.
The ideal spot for a 4th man in a lineup, no doubt. He takes high 1-1. The Southern Cal transfer has been a nice addition to the lineup for Link Jarrett and company. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Link Jarrett looks on. Success everywhere he's been prior to his time at Florida State, including at UNC Greensboro and immediately before Notre Dame.
It's a great eye again, being patient after swinging at the first pitch. Finding himself from 0-1 now to 3-1, and you have to come in the zone. Forcing Hedrick now to take a step back and try to execute with a pitch.
Nowhere to put him, bags full. And a full count now.
Not the pitch he was looking for, a hittable pitch, yes. Wind blowing slightly in, trying to get something hard to hit up the middle. Defense thinking too.
On the ground, and it's through the right side. RBI knock for Braden Dowd. It brings in just 1. Bailey holds up at third, and it ties the game.
Both pitchers off to a rocky start in the first inning. Hedrick is yet to be able to get an out. Bases continue to stay loaded. This was just too much middle. Hit hard on the ground. No chance for the defense to make a play on it. Good job getting that ball back in the infield.
And now Corey Muscara, the head coach for the Duke Blue Devils, out to visit with his pitcher Hedrick. In his second year with the Duke program, Hedrick that is, for Moose, it's year number 1 after a successful stint as the pitching coach at Wake Forest.
Have you ever seen Coach Muscara speak without using his hands? Always active, always energetic. Got to make that defense believe you're in a tough spot here. Eli Putnam up with the bases loaded, no outs. Prime position for an offensive attack. Getting that bullpen now, getting to the bullpen.
Danger zone for the Blue Devils. Eli Putnam, the second baseman, watches the first pitch and has a 1-0. Transfer from Davidson, 7 extra base hits on the season, 4 of them home runs. Strokes it on the ground, diving stop by Landon, and he
man.
gets the force out at third. It does bring another run in, but that's a nice play.
No, that's an excellent play right there. It's the only play he had. And during practice, he was working on this. Coach Mascaro was all over him with it. He said, get your preset ready. And that right there puts and keeps the double play in order as you get the lead runner out at third base after Miles Bailey being able to score the go-ahead run.
Florida State takes its first lead of the game, and Hunter Carnes, the catcher, now at the dish. First pitch swinging, pokes it through the middle. Down on his way home, and they're at the corners. 3-1, Florida State.
Well, if you're Coach Mascaro right now, you have to be thinking, Hedrick has been able to induce contact on the ground. It's been hard contact, and you've had a couple balls get through. This one, again, gets through as Carnes is able to drive in. Another run, padding the lead now for Florida State. 3 already in the bottom half of the first.
With just 1 away, and Chase Williams now the batter, 1 for 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts.
I'll tell you this is going to be a tough guy to double up. You got the infield, the middle infield is playing double play depth. It's going to be hard to turn 2 with Chase Williams. A little surprised they're not actually playing in this early in the game.
Williams, the switch hitter, batting left-handed against the righty Hedrick. It's a bunt down, but foul.
Something he's been working on. He continued to work during the fall from that injury that he had sustained in the shoulder last year. End of the season, he was playing with a brace. As it affected his hitting, he's at 197 right now.
Steps into it, but keeps the bat on his shoulder, and it's 0-2.
Now, this is where I would love to see Williams with 2 strikes choke up on the bat. To be honest with you, I'd love to have him choke up on the bat with no strikes. But he still just keeps the bat all the way to the end of the knob.
Shoots it right back to Hedrick. A chance. Nope. Williams runs it out. Another run scores.
I'd actually get the trainer out there just to buy a little time for him, even if he's okay. That's 106 off the bat. It hits him. I'm surprised no one's out there yet. But with Williams' speed, no chance to be able to get him. Good job with no 2 count.
And here comes the trainer now for Duke, Aldo Plata, on his way, as well as Muscara shortly behind him.
Just think of all the damage and all the opportunities and why Florida State's on the board already with 4 runs. It's been a walk. It's been every ball hit on the ground, except 1 on the pull side.
You saw earlier Bennett LaPalme, the left-hander, getting loose in the bullpen. Here he is again. I mean, certainly this was heading in a direction where Hedrick's day might get abbreviated. But the last thing you want is for it to happen due to an injury. That's your Saturday starter now. And that's the case because of some injuries. One and 0 to Carter McCulley. This is the second most runs scored in the first inning by Florida State this year. They put up 10 versus Wisconsin-Milwaukee on March 8th.
Well, good news so far, it's been every ball hit's been on the ground. They need something else hit on the ground here, see if the defense can turn too and get them back in the dugout.
Hedrick, throw back to second. Barnes back in time. And it hasn't, I mean, they've been well struck on the ground, but it's not been that far from ideal for Hedrick at this point because they want him to get ground balls. I mean, that's kind of the pitcher he is.
Absolutely, 100%. And you continue to look at when you started with Stutzer, it was a 1-2 pitch that he was hit by pitch, and that just has really snowballed on him.
Into the air off the handle. It stays on the infield. Lambden makes the call, makes the catch, 2 down.
Yeah, infield fly called upon that one. Good execution again on the inside part.
Batting ninth, shortstop, number 4, Cal Fisher.
So now 2 down and a bit of reprieve for the Duke infield. They can drop back a little bit. Cal Fisher, the shortstop, and 9-hole batter settling in. Wave and a miss. It's 0-1. Not many of those for Hedrick in this first inning.
No, not many of those, and he needs some of those right now.
Oh, 0-2. Fisher keeps his 0-2.
Something Coach Muscara has to be keeping an eye on are that number that's right there above the 0-2, the 31 pitch mark. How far will he let him go this inning? Once you start getting into the 30 to 35 pitch mark, might be time to call to the pen. So this is a really important hitter for Hedrick.
Hedrick, a season-high 75 pitches last weekend in his start at Virginia Tech. Gave up 3 earned in that one, but obviously not as much damage done early by the Hokies. Over to second. And that retires the side, but 9 batters up for Florida State. They tally 4 to take the lead by 3 onto the second. ACC Baseball is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. A lot of runs early, 4-1 the lead for the hosting Seminoles through an inning of play, game 2 of the weekend series. Duke Blue Devils back to the plate. Colin Anderson showing bunt. Trey Beard gets a strike to even the count.
Did you realize that we saw 60 pitches between the top half and bottom half of the first inning? 26 from Trey Beard, 34 from Hendrick.
Well, 3 of the 5 batters Trey Beard here faced went to full counts. So Duke early, especially the first couple of hitters, doing a good job of working him. Off the mark with the off speed, now 2-2. The other way, and it drops in right center field. A leadoff hit for Colin Anderson.
And that's a really nice piece of hitting for Anderson. A 91-mile-per-hour pitch. And the location, again, Beard just trying to get this one over, knowing that the changeup is his pitch. But exactly what Anderson was working on during batting practice, he's able to execute it right there brilliantly. Wind shifted now towards left field.
So here's Colton Quagliano, 0 for 4 yesterday. Lays down a bunt right down the third base line, and he's safe. McCauley tried to barehand, and it was unsuccessful. So 2 aboard for the Blue Devils.
2 aboard again, this one forcing the defense to make a play. They're basically playing deep, 3 steps behind the bag, and he tries to barehand it. It's called the do or die play. Now you get Michael DiMartini up at the plate with 2 runners on. Third baseman playing in, and so is the first baseman.
DiMartini lofts it high up into the air. Infield fly. Bailey squeezes. 1 away.
Batting ninth, first baseman number 22, Brooks Perez.
So the runners stay put. Brooks Perez now the batter. 9th in the order for the Blue Devils.
Perez has had a really nice freshman showing early, especially left on left. Has 2 home runs on the season, 1 against the left-handed pitcher already, and yesterday a triple. Showing a lot of discipline.
2 for 3 yesterday with the run scored, including that triple. It was the first hit of the game for the Blue Devils. Golf throw, Anderson back to the bag. Watchful take, 2-0. Foul tip.
Good swing. Good swing, better pitch right there. Now trying to even out the count. 2-0, you're looking for a pitch you can drive, and Perez did not cut himself short.
Miss high, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Now he's worked the count again in his favor, 3-1.
Tipped again, and that runs the count full for Perez. Freshman from San Antonio, a runner in scoring position. Waves and misses. Beard gets the strikeout for out number 2.
Went with the fastball. Up in the zone, gets the swing and miss.
Tyler Albright.
Perez trying to protect, too close to take. Just could not get on top of it.
Back to the top of the order, Tyler Albright, who struck out his first time up.
Albright has the ability of being able to get on base, leads the nation in walks, 34. On base percentage well over 400. Just think about this. Taking that pitch right there, 2-0. Changeup. That just shows the discipline. There's a reason why he walks so much. Looking for one pitch. Let's see if he gets the green light or not.
Looks at a strike. You mentioned the 2-0 changeup. For a hitter like him, who's so walk-oriented, is that something he's sitting on because Beard throws it so much?
I think it's the ability of being able to recognize pitches. Yes, has he struck out a lot? He has. But he's got a 470 on-base percentage. And he's hitting 258 right now. That just tells you that discipline that he's able to have within the zone. His misses, swings and misses have come in the zone. He can put it all together. This guy could be a beast.
Launches it out to left field, and it drops for a hit. Chase Williams with a difficult decision whether or not to run up and make a diving play on that. Albright ends up at second and a run scores.
You wonder how much the shoulder has to play with, right? So he comes in and that ball has top spin on it as well. He is playing a deep left field. He comes in ready, he recognizes the pitch, but then he sees that it's cutting towards his right side and he just tries to protect and make sure it does not go past him.
106 miles per hour off the bat with that top spin.
And the interesting thing is it was a kick save. That ball, I think, would have gone towards the wall, but he kick saves it. Watch this as the ball gets by him and then kicking it right there in front of him as well. Good block.
So Carnes keeps it in front, keeps the runners at bay at second and third. Slaps it up the middle, and it's through for a hit. Hamilton with a base knock. One scores, the throw cut off. A second run comes across, and it ties it.
I'll tell you this, DJ Hamilton again, he was working on this exact same thing during practice. I want to stay up the middle. I don't want to pull off anything. He stays on it, recognizes it. If he tries to pull it, it's a ground ball to the shortstop or third baseman. Instead, hits it hard back up the middle and ties this game for Duke.
Caden Smith takes on the first, a double his last time up. And this will get a visit for Trey Beard.
I'll tell you this to me is a character visit, and it's not on Trey Beard, it's on the character right now of Duke. Being able to get out to an early 1-0 lead here at Dick Howser Stadium. You have a long bottom half of the first inning, and yet their offense, as resilient as it is, and it's taken on that personality of their head coach, of being able to say, we're not done yet. They come right back and tie this game up. And you cannot forget about the runner at first base, DJ Hamilton, who gets the base hit, but he also has the ability to be a high leverage stolen base threat.
So Beard now at 22 pitches in the second after a season high 26 in the first. The Duke lineup really testing a guy who, you hate to sound nonchalant about it because he works hard at it, but has breezed through many of his starts so far this season. It's a swing and a miss from Caden Smith, and it's 1-1.
It's 1-1 count, really good count right now for Hamilton to take off on. Does not.
Another big cut from Smith as well. 2 strikes against him with 2 gone. Duke 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts yesterday. And there goes Hamilton. Bit of a delay. The throw down is in time, and a tag applied to retire the side.
Heads up baseball by Florida State defense. You heard it on our nat in the background saying delay. DJ Hamilton going on the delay. Second time this year he is caught stealing. 2 shuffles and go. Heads up by Carnes being able to be ready and make that throw to second. Seminoles coming up at the bottom of the second.
Welcome back to ACC Network Baseball, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Tie game through an inning and a half, 4 runs apiece for Duke and Florida State, as the Seminoles back to the plate.
Boy, am I happy I don't have a flight tonight. This might take a while.
Top of the order again for Florida State, second time through the order for Duke starting pitcher Jack Hedrick. And it's 1-1 to the freshman John Stutzer. Hit by pitch with 2 strikes against him his last time up. Bounces it over to third. Colton Quagliano makes the throw across, 1 down.
And again, the common denominating theme continues as Hedrick has been able to induce contact on the ground. This time he gets ahead with the first out.
And now for one of the best power hitters in all of college baseball, Miles Bailey, the sophomore first baseman for Florida State. 12 home runs on the season. First pitch hack, and it's fouled out of play, 0-1. Walked his first time up and then came around to score.
The discipline that Miles Bailey has shown to be able to stay in the zone and take the walks has been really impressive.
Line drive into right, and Bailey with a base knock. The product of Lincoln High School here in Tallahassee. Did not go far to play his college ball and has been a standout here for the Seminoles just as he was at Lincoln.
And the growth has been really impressive. The work that he has put in defensively at first base matches the work that he has done offensively at the plate.
The single by Bailey, the 4th hit of the game for Florida State. They totaled 4 all game yesterday in the 3-1 victory, 3 of those coming in the 6th. Paulino reaches and can't connect.
And that's part of the growth for Kelvin Paulino, who's hitting .383 so far in the season already with a hard shot that was called an error at third. It's the ability to recognize spin.
Bailey takes off. He got a great jump, and then the throw is off target. All the way to third, the big man goes. And here, Eduardo, Bailey took off before Hedrick even realized it to step off the backside of the rubber and make a throw.
Yeah, he takes off, and they were timing on the delivery, and by the time that Hedrick saw him, he tried to hold on to the ball, and he could not, and ends up throwing away to right field. Bailey getting to third. Now the interesting thing is, what do they do with defense? Are they playing back or in? Duke decides to play back. Interesting call right here as well. Already 4-4 game tied, and yet they're willing to concede the run if the ball's hit up the middle.
On the ground, this time it gets through the left side. True for Paulino. And it's an RBI single. Florida State back out in front.
That was Paulino yesterday that gave the Seminoles the lead with a base hit up the middle and Miles Bailey in scoring position, and he does exactly the same now, this time in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
You mentioned them playing back in the infield and not coming up. I mean, the last time that happened in the 1st, and again, there's a long game ahead of us. Last time it worked out for Duke because they answered with 3 runs. You think maybe they kind of expect this one to be a high-scoring affair still? That gets away, and Paulino dives in at second.
Yeah, this is Seminole baseball, again, putting pressure on the bases. But I will say this, Hedrick has given up every hit that's been contact except the last one to Miles Bailey has been on the ground. So odds are it's going to be hit hard on the ground. That's why I would have loved to have seen the infield in.
Now takes inside, 2-0, so a chance to take a big hack here. Florida State 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position so far.
I want you guys to understand, Miles Bailey, his on-base percentage coming into this game was .541. Eventually, he's going to end up leading off for this team. It's the only way you can protect him.
4-pitch walk, Braden Dowd over to first base.
Braden Dowd getting on at a high level as well, and it's all going to come down to Eli Putnam.
Corey Muscara back out to see his pitcher, Jack Hedrick.
A heavy workload in the 1st inning. Now it's Corey Muscara most likely trying to relax his pitcher and letting his defense know we need to make a play, but he's making a call to the bullpen. Interesting call right here. Pitcher that has been effective on the ground, yet the call is made to the pen.
47 pitches is all for Jack Hedrick, and the Blue Devils dip into their bullpen for the first time. Couple of runners on for Florida State as we have our first pitching change of the afternoon. The Duke Blue Devils have called upon Peter Lemke, junior transfer from Division III Denison, where he was an all-conference player. So it's another right-hander here with runners at first and second. Eli Putnam on his way to the plate for Florida State.
And how about the environment that he is being brought into right now? Full house here at Mike Martin Field, Dick Howser Stadium. And with runners at first and second, already 0 wins, 2 losses, looking for that first win. He could possibly get into that mix if he's able to neutralize this offense right here and let his offense take over. But right now, he's got a lot of work to do. Eli Putnam being the first one he's got to try to handle.
Just one away, 3 of 4 so far for Florida State have reached successfully. Lemke's first bounces in the opposite batter's box.
What a pick. Nice pick there behind the plate. Matthew Strand again being able to keep that ball in front. We're trying to keep the ball down, see if Putnam can at least let the defense in the infield work. A lot of power with Putnam.
Two and 0. And another miss, 3-0 to Putnam. Had a 2-home run game in that series against Wake Forest a couple of weekends ago. Big time sweep for Florida State on the road.
I don't know who's more disappointed right now. The animal section here at Florida State, as they were already disappointed that they could not hear 9 in a row. The pressure's always on with that animal section here in Tallahassee.
Lemke deals another strike. It's lifted to the opposite field. Hamilton raced back on it, then has to run up and get it for the out. The throw bounces over to third off target. Paulino, who tagged up, is safe. They're at the corners.
Putnam right there trying to elevate the ball with runners at first and second. Now there are 2 outs. Paulino moves over to third, but you have to make sure you're 100% certain that you're standing up at third base on that sac fly with a short porch here in right field.
First pitch breaker drops in for Hedrick against Hunter Carnes.
Last time Carnes swung at that first pitch, got a base hit up the middle, so good execution with the breaking pitch. Strand now has to be focused behind the plate to keep the ball in front of him. So far, we've seen Lemke already throw 3 in the dirt area.
One ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner from first. No throw as Dowd is allowed into scoring position. Outside 3-1. Hey, Strand's had his work cut out for him back there, huh?
He really has. He's done a nice job going to his right and being able to keep everything in front of him, either trapping it or catching it.
Favorable count for the hitter, Carnes. Ball 4, and it will load the bases for Chase Williams.
Now the defense has to really think here, where do I go with this if it's a ground ball to my right or left? Chase Williams can get down the line, elite speed if he puts the ball in play.
And we saw that great play from Duke shortstop Jake Lambden last time this was the case, diving toward third base to get the ground ball and then throwing and getting the force out there. First pitch swinging, Williams goes to the opposite field, but it's a liner caught by Albright to retire the side. Florida State retakes the lead. We'll talk to their head coach, Link Jarrett, when we return for the top of the third. Back with you from Tallahassee. It's a one-run lead for Florida State, but how about back in 1991 when FSU head coach Link Jarrett and our very own Eduardo Perez, teammates for just that one season. You see them just a couple of bodies apart in the team pick. We've got Link with us now. Coach, how about that, man? Having Eduardo back here, he's the mayor. Everybody wants his time, wants to say, hey.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. And when he walked in the dugout yesterday, just the smile on my face, I'm sure he could see it. He's such a special man and was a great teammate. I can't explain when you're walking into this and trying to figure out a program and a system that had been so successful, the leadership he provided to the team and me personally. Like I remember some of the things he taught me along the way and how it brought me into the program, and I was thrust into actually playing as a freshman, so I learned a lot from Eduardo, and Pedro helped and those older guys, but Eduardo, one of a kind.
Well, I need to put a $20 bill now because he said all that stuff. I'll put it on your desk
before
I get out of here. That's outstanding. Hey, Coach, looking at Miles Bailey, got him in the 2 spot now. What are we thinking about putting the big man there? And so far it seems to have worked.
Well, you're trying to figure out a way to get the right people in the equation, number one, and then structuring the lineup is a different feel. And the last night's arm was unique. Coming into the game, we thought this group of players was the right mix to get into the game, and I don't like stacking left and right if I can avoid it. Sometimes you can't. There's a part of our lineup, clearly we can't avoid that, but it had a good feel. I think it's the higher you get Miles, the more difficult it is to pitch around him consistently. So we gave it a shot. And, I know why the Dodgers, I don't know if Ohtani's leading off right now, but I see why sometimes getting that presence up there early matters versus trying to tuck it in the middle with RBI opportunities. You're only going to lead off or hit second usually once in the game. So we just wanted to try it, and Stutcher's so dynamic. We just need him to get good pitches to hit. So when you put him up front, we're hoping that maybe they challenge him a little bit more in his skill set to play.
Called strike to Matthew Strand, 0-1 after the Caden Smith single. Hey, Link, let me ask you quickly about Trey Beard's performance. Not as ideal as it's typically gone for him, but he's in there, continues to pitch with a lead. What have you thought of him so far?
Well,
and that one skied out to right field.
That
Shy
north
of
wind
the track. Okay.
knocking it down today.
Well, that I am sure impacts the answer you were about to give me. Probably keeps
Right.
it something close to what it was.
I'll give them credit. They have recognized the secondary pitches. I don't feel like they've chased any of the secondary pitches. And sometimes when you have the changeup, the slider, and the breaking ball that he has, they don't all need to be in the zone to get some swings and some chases. Duke has done a nice job of recognition and then eliminating some of those pitches that are down out of the zone, and he's had to challenge with the fastball a little bit, and they've hit it. So their approach and their timing and the recognition has been very good against Trey.
Sounds good. Thanks for the time, Link. Appreciate
All right,
it.
guys. Thank you.
What a great asset to any program, and Florida State is so fortunate to have Coach Jarrett here. He and Jen have done an unbelievable job with the community. They've continued to do things, as people would say here, the Seminole way, and it's highly appreciated as the stands are full again here at Dick Howser.
1-1 to Jake Lambden. Rumble to third his first time up after working the count full. And there you see some of the bona fides for Link Jarrett, two-time National Coach of the Year, couple of appearances in Omaha. Trying to get Florida State back there. Weak dribbler down the third baseline. And a strong throw from McCulley gets the out.
McCulley setting his feet nicely and being able to make a accurate throw over to first base.
Colin Anderson.
Those are some of the plays at a third base you're wondering, okay, if it kicks hard to my right, do I let it go and let it go foul? But it was not. Good judgment call.
2 down, runner moves into scoring position. And Beard misses high. 1-0 to Colin Anderson, 1 for 1.
That's that pitch right there, the 91-mile-per-hour pitch that he was not able to land in that first inning and in the second inning. Hard in. Now when you land that pitch right there works. The changeup. On the 65th pitch of the game, that's the best back-to-back repetition he's had from fastball in to changeup. And it seems like he's starting to get a feel for those two pitches.
Weak contact. Carnes out from behind the plate. Spins, throws. Bailey's got it at the bag for the final out. To the bottom of the third we go. Florida State holds a 1-run lead. Auburn and Georgia Tech, big one on Tuesday over on ESPN2. Got a good game here in Tallahassee to this point. Just a one-run lead for Florida State as they look for a win in Game 2. It would give them a series victory over the Duke Blue Devils, who have not made it easy.
No, not made it easy at all. Again, offensively, it's a big goose egg that Florida State was able to put up there in the top half of the third inning, and now it's up to Duke to do the same thing to Florida State.
Number 3, Georgia Tech, you see there, plays tonight on ACC Network. Big ranked series with NC State.
What an offense, huh? What an offense for Georgia Tech. Was able to see NC State early on in the year in Ponce, Puerto Rico this year for the Puerto Rico Challenge. They have a very good team as well.
Peter Lemke with a 1-1, a wave at it. And Carter McCauley cannot contact. So 8-9-1 batters for Florida State here. McCauley, Fisher, and then back up top to Stutzer. Lemke got him to think about it, and he thought a little too long. Ruling is that he comes around.
And he did. Really good call there on the attempted check swing by Jeremy Riggs at first base umpire. There he is. Looks like he's lost a little weight. You see those pants are a little creased up right there. Belt looking good.
Popped up into the air, Cal Fisher. And it's caught for the out. Coming up next, following our action here on ACCN and the ESPN app, we have softball between number 19 Duke and number 22 Stanford at the Smith Family Stadium in Durham. Tune in at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Quick 2 down for Lemke as he's to the top of the order. And the freshman Stutzer, who ducks out of the way.
Now this is a huge out right now that must be had by Lemke. On deck, you have one of the most, if not the most prolific power hitter in the game. Huge opportunity right here to be able to keep his team a 1-run deficit. Good pitch.
One and one. Into the turf, 2 balls and 1 strike. Excuse me, bouncer over to first base, dug up, and the play made by Brooks Perez. The Duke Blue Devils, plenty of success over on the hardwood. Both the men's and women's teams winners last night. The men over St. John's, and how about this shot at the end of regulation? At the final horn, the Blue Devils knock off LSU to advance to the Elite Eight. Blue Devils baseball team giving Florida State some fits. As Trey Beard, it's lined into right field, and it's a leadoff single for Colton Quagliano as he holds up at first.
You notice the hits so far, hit off Beard. It's been right-handed hitters showing the discipline to go to right field, allowing the ball to get deep. They respect the changeup. So Colton Quagliano right there being able to get on, and now Michael DiMartini, who did not start yesterday, popped up on the first pitch today, so not surprised if he doesn't get a first pitch fastball. And he does inside.
1-0. Duke's leadoff batters now 3 for 4 in the game. It's a leadoff single each of the last 3 times up for the Blue Devils. DiMartini rockets it up into the air. Williams back toward the wall. Leaps up and cannot pull it in. Home run, and it brings in 2 for the Blue Devils.
How about DiMartini? 12, 14 home runs last year in Dayton as a Flyer, and now back in that lineup in the 8-hole. Gets the home run. Absolutely hits a grenade.
DiMartini flew it up into the air, and it just kind of kept going and going.
He's so strong, and it almost seemed like it was one hand, but see how he hits it out front. And last year in Dayton, his power came from off-speed pitches where he was out in front. The approach worked, and right there, DiMartini, out of the outstretched leaping ability that Chase Williams has in left field, is able to hit that home run.
That's just the second home run surrendered by Florida State's Trey Beard this season. He's now given up a season-high 6 runs. One and 2, Perez, non-committal, but he lays off just well enough. Now 2 and 2. Full count.
I wonder how long Link Jarrett will stay with Trey Beard.
Full count, foul tip, strike 3, and Perez goes down. Third strikeout today for Beard.
Back to the top of the Duke order. Number 4, Tyler Albright.
So now top of the order. This begins the third time through for Beard, and he gets a swing and a miss.
An aggressive swing, usually 0-0. You see Albright taking. He was trying to give them a 2-run cushion here. I will say this, 1 run will not do it. And if Duke is going to win, 6-5 is not going to be the end-all be-all. It's going to be a lot more runs scored here.
Albright looks at strike 2. Yeah, the response for both lineups so far, just back and forth this thing's been. And we're only in the top of the 4th inning as well. Into the air, right field. Stutzer's got it, 2 away.
You go back to that home run and you're thinking, okay, the wind has been blowing in. Not everything has been carrying. We've seen a lot of fly balls just being held up. And that one by DeMartini just shows his power. And eventually, he's going to have to continue to show discipline at the plate to keep himself in that lineup.
'93 on the fastball for Beard. Strike one to R.J. Hamilton. Swipes at it, can't connect. 0-2. Bounces it.
That's an understatement.
It's 1-2.
I don't know if even that got to the dirt area.
Is that more of a spike? He spiked it?
And it's exactly what it was. It was saw that knuckle curve grip that he had.
Another 1-2. That one swatted out to center field, and it's received for the third out. But two more on a two-run shot for the Blue Devils.
That's changeup, and it also changed the score of the game. Chase Williams giving his best attempt. To no avail. Seminoles down 1.
Good vibes at Dick Hauser. Florida State fans drumming away as we continue with Florida State at the plate. Miles Bailey leading off. 1 for 1. He's reached both times he's been up. Come around to score both times for Florida State. Scoots out of the way.
Lemke's trying to do what the scouting report says, and is you have to pitch him in. But it has to be in the zone. If not, Miles is so disciplined, he'll take it, and now he gets 2-0 count. I give him the green light here. You're down 1. He's looking in the dugout right now. He can get this fan base back on their feet with one swing of the bat.
Lemke with 3-0. No swing. That's strike one.
I was in Tampa Bay, and Lou Piniella one time gave me the 3-0 take, and I looked at him and I said, really? And he says, oh, you want to swing, son? Swing, but you better hit it a mile. I said, I'll take.
3-1, wave and a miss. Nice pitch down toward the back foot of Bailey.
Yeah, that's not giving in right there by Lemke. There's Dad. What's he got there? Is that a hot dog?
Strike 3 on the inside edge. From 3-0 to a punch out for Lemke.
How about the execution? That right there, every hitter has a blind spot. And that one, if you can execute it, and it is easier said than done, you'll get your outs. Big out right there to start the inning.
Kelvin Paulino swings at the first pitch and pops it right side. A quick 2 away.
A little shout out to the original 24. I wore 24, but Barry Blackwell, Florida State great catcher behind the plate. When he left, I came in and I took over number 24, and he said, it's a huge responsibility. And I said, yes, sir.
How was the exchange from you to the next one?
I'll tell you what, they haven't retired it yet. I don't know what they're waiting for. $89.91. Pretty good list of first-round picks here as well.
No doubt. I got to say, though, I can't imagine they treat all of them the way they treat you when you come back.
Oh, you should see when J.D. Drew comes here.
Yeah, I bet.
When Buster Posey shows up, that's a busy schedule as well.
Dowd out in front for strike 1. There you are. Look at that strapping young guy.
How about that? I thought I was thick back then.
Three and one for Dowd. And Lemke misses the zone. Dowd walks for the second time.
And he's shown why he's been the leadoff hitter for the Florida State Seminoles. Taken out of that spot.
Second baseman Eli Putnam.
Hey there.
Yep.
Runner on for Florida State with 2 away. Eli Putnam, fielder's choice and a fly ball to right so far, 0 for 2. And there's strike 1. Lemke had retired 6 straight prior to that walk to Braden Dowd.
Big crowd, right? You have the potential Presidential Scholars weekend here at Florida State. Nervous wreck parents, I'll tell you that. You have the mother-daughter sororities as well here, and they're all partaking here at the Hauser.
Hard on the ground, squeezed Quagliano. The throw across retires the side. Runner stranded. Duke head coach Corey Muscara joins us when we return with his team leading by 1. One-run lead for the Duke Blue Devils here in Tallahassee, and Corey Muscara, their head coach, is with us. Moose, this thing's been back and forth. I've been impressed by the response by your lineup. What are your key takeaways to this point?
Yeah, it seems to be what we do. Like, we'll either pitch really well and struggle with the bats, or we'll swing it really well and, struggle a little bit on the mound. So one of these days when we can combine both, we might be pretty dangerous. But until then, we're just going to get in rock fights, which I'm okay with, So it is what it is.
Moose,
but
Michael DiMartini.
Yeah,
What a grenade.
I had no doubt. There was a very wise man that gave me some really sage advice and told me I should probably start playing him. I don't know who that guy is. You may know who he is. But he gave me some really big advice, and I'm happy for him. He's been working his butt off to get back in the lineup. He's one of our most talented players, and we need to get him going a little bit. So sometimes you got to listen to the universe when it goes and gives you a little bit of advice, and today I did that. Well, it might have happened yesterday, but we'll see.
Moose, last thing. I mean, to keep this thing close and pull out a victory, what, by your estimation, what's that going to require of your guys?
We got to throw the kitchen sink on the mound. We got to. First of all, let's just be real. Like, we got to win the count. If we can win the count, we got a chance. We got into a lot of bad counts in the first couple innings there. Pete's starting to land some secondary stuff and command his fastball a little bit, so it gives us a chance. I've been really pleased with our ABs. I think we just got to stay in the present moment. All that coach cliche stuff that we all talk about, but it's true. It's only a cliche for a reason.
Sounds good, Moose. Appreciate it.
All right, good luck, boys.
Corey Muscara, head coach of the Blue Devils. Good luck to us.
Is he wishing us good luck? Good luck on making your flight. Good luck on what it may be. But
yeah, I might need some of that. Yeah.
Now batting, number 5, Matthew Strand.
Nice start to the frame for Trey Beard. Man, you love how upfront and transparent that guy is as a head coach. Just
and this is his first season as the Duke head coach, and you've seen where on the bottom left where he's been in the past, but he still calls every pitch as well. That's something that he takes real personal. He understands each one of his players in uniform, the coaches as well, and I think that's the type of temperature and person that you want at the top in the helm representing an institution.
One and two to Matthew Strand here.
He came into the situation with Duke late, so it was about how do you get the students in? How do you build a team? And some guys are like, hey, what's his GPA? No, he had to ask, how many AP classes did you take? How many IB programs classes did you take? How many certificates do you have? Because
even if it's a 4.0, it's in some cases not good enough.
Every 4.0 is different, right?
Yeah.
And how did you get there? And Duke has that prerequisite.
Called strike 3. Beard with the off speed, fans consecutive batters, and he's got 2 down in the 5th.
And Strand was a little frustrated with it. I'm really happy he kept on to the bat, but that's a strike. I think it was more that he was upset at himself as he's looking for maybe fastball change. Instead, he gets the breaker that's in there for a strike. It would have had me as well.
Strikeouts 4 and 5 on the afternoon for Trey Beard. And he gets a called strike 1 to Jake Lambden.
How about Trey Beard still staying in there and just battling and giving you quality pitches, trying to keep your team in it?
It was his 97th, now 98th pitch of the afternoon. He's worked up steadily as the season has gone on. He had that illness early on that got his throwing off track, or I guess behind by a week or two.
I don't ever recall a number 3 for Florida State on the mound. Used to be longtime coach, third base coach Chip Baker used to wear number 3. And then it's been more position players. Big shooter, as everyone here affectionately knows Chip Baker.
Pitch number 100. Oh, and Beard just missed another strikeout.
Yeah, that's that pitch that he was missing on early in the game that we saw him be able to execute in the third inning, but not in the first and second.
On the ground, Putnam has it at second. Throws in time, and it's a 3-up, 3-down frame. Welcome back to ACC Network Baseball, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. 6-5, the Duke Blue Devils on top of Florida State. Bottom of the 5th. And the Animals of Section B. Man, have they been rowdy. Couple of sellouts last night's game and today. Making it a really great environment here at Florida State. 0-1 count to Hunter Carnes. RBI single and a walk in his 2 plate appearances so far.
Yeah, he's been on, and now it depends on what the bottom of the order can do for Florida State. Both Carter McCulley and Cal Fisher have been 0 for 4 combined in the 8-9 spot.
Carnes, the 6th batter. Rips it, but it's snagged on a leaping catch by Quagliano.
Yeah, 108. That just tells you it was hit hard. High percentage that ball gets by, but Quagliano, really quick cat-like reflexes. You see him on the left of your screen, saving not just a hit, but a double.
Lemke gets some help to retire the first batter he faces here in the 5th. 1-0 to Chase Williams.
Okay, so I'm really surprised right now that Perez at first base is playing back. Right now, this is a prime opportunity for a drag bunt for Williams.
There he goes, squaring with it, and kicks his leg out of the way.
And that's exactly what Williams has to do. If it's a strike, then you drag it, and there is no way that Perez and Lemke will be able to make a play at first base if it's executed correctly.
Perez still playing deep at first. Williams came around 3/4 of the way. It's a strike.
That should be a mandatory take for him. 2-0 count, you're down 1 in the 5th inning. I need him on base. I do not need him to try to hit a home run or a base hit. He should have a mandatory take there.
Scoots away, 3 balls, 1 strike.
And I do the same thing right here, 3-1.
Yeah, yep.
Perez continues to play deep.
On the ground to second base. And Williams is retired.
hit the ball hard, but on the ground.
Third baseman Carter
And
McCullers.
I understand what winning baseball looks like at the college level, but when you have elite speed like Chase Williams, you have to think team first. And it's let me try to get on base any which way possible, because getting on base could be a triple with his speed.
Bouncer, backhanded play. Quagliano can't get to it. Fair ball, and McCauley's up at second easily.
That was fair ball. Quagliano was wondering if it was foul. That's the correct call. He made contact on that play in fair territory. The attempt right there hits off the glove in fair territory. Really good call by Brian Miller at third base. Will Posey, excuse me, at third base.
So that is the first hit surrendered by Lemke. Florida State had been 0 for 10 with a walk off the relief pitcher prior to that.
See where the ball hits. Fair territory, hits right off the heel of the mitt or his wrist.
Stepping into the batter's box, shortstop number 4, Cal Fisher.
No swing from Cal Fisher, 1-0. Fisher 0 for 2. Florida State 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position today. Line drive, right field. Hamilton, after a couple of steps forward, receives it, and it retires the side.
Talk about a little frustration here by the captain. Hits it right at the right fielder. Florida State still down 6-5.
Is just getting started.
This is why I love this sport so much.
Right where we should be this time of year.
The celebration is on.
Back with you from Tallahassee as Duke holds a 1-run lead. That's the day for Trey Beard's season-high 101 pitches. Got touched up a little bit. It was a game effort by the Duke lineup.
Yeah, game effort and really good comeback in that top half of the second inning. They showed character after Florida State got out to a 4-1 lead, and they were able to tie it. Not being able to execute that fastball in made him pay, but right now it's all about Brody Purcell, the junior, 6'3", out of Aliso Viejo, California. He's going to try to keep this offense of the Duke Blue Devils on hold.
Purcell, a guy that Link Jarrett has said time and again this season, he's going to be very crucial to their success as one of their top bullpen arms. Transfer from Southern Cal, spent his first 2 seasons at USC. 4 saves, a 2.11 ERA a year ago as an all-conference performer, and he gets a pop-up off the bat of Colin Anderson into foul ground, and it drops. Nobody called for it. And then McCauley came sweeping in from third, the one to touch it with his glove.
Yeah, that's Miles Bailey's ball. And the wind, yes, it's blowing a little bit, but Miles Bailey is not playing deep at all. Look where he's coming in from third base. Miles Bailey has to take charge right here and call it. He's got to call it. He never did. Ball ends up right on the first base side of the Florida State logo. An extra life right now for Colin Anderson.
Two and one the count for Anderson. Off the handle to the other side, Putnam. And that's one away.
Colton Quagliano.
Here's this weekend's featured baseball game on ACCN and the ESPN app. Sunday afternoon, number 14, NC State, and number 3, Georgia Tech, finish up their 3-game series from Atlanta. Coverage begins at 3 Eastern. Should be another good one, another ranked matchup in the ACC. One to Colton Quagliano, 2 for 2. Into the air, right center field, and it's caught. 2 down for Michael DiMartini, who his last time up sent a sky-high 2-run homer over the wall and left.
Yeah, it's pure power. He gets it out front, elevates it, wind blowing in, and you see the bullpen for Duke enjoying it and feeling it big time. Get out of his way, by the way. This is a big man.
No swing there from DiMartini. It was his 3rd home run of the season. And you said it his last time up. This was such a good player at Dayton a season ago.
He started his career in Penn State, did not get too many opportunities. Last year, hits 14 home runs in Dayton.
There's another well-struck ball out to the gap in left center field, and it 2-hops the wall. Extra bases again for DiMartini, and it puts a man in scoring position with 2 down.
Getting an opportunity, maybe doing a little too much. You get a couple days on the bench, and shows the ability of being able to hit that ball down and hitting it in the gap.
And look, if that is the version of DiMartini that the Blue Devils are going to get, suddenly you got another dude in this offense.
You do. And it all comes down to that first pitch that he was able to check his swing. Getting ahead of the count. He has to show patience and discipline, and for a player like that, where he dominated on the top part of the zone last year, he has to look at what his strength is. Hit from top to bottom.
DiMartini 2 for 3 today with the homer and the double. He was 2 for his last 20 entering this game.
I thought he held up.
Now 2-1 after a take.
This is a big at-bat. Perez has had some really big opportunities in this freshman season for him. This is a big one here.
Grounded over the middle, diving grab, the throw way off the mark, gets away at first, and DeMartini scores.
Well, you got to hold on to that one. Now taking advantage with 2 outs. Duke again, double, and then a miscue right here. Fisher, who's an original third baseman last year, just not a really good throw, and DeMartini able to score.
Extends the Duke lead to 2. Tyler Albright in the top of the order. Looks at strike 1.
I think eventually Link Jarrett has to feel a little frustrated with the infield defense this year. It has not been good for Florida State. That's one of the strengths of every team that Link Jarrett's been able to coach, defense. And he's going to have to reevaluate and look at the infield and say, okay, what is my best opportunity, not only to compete and win in the ACC, but then also take it to the next level in the NCAAs to get to Omaha.
Barnes keeps it in front of him, corrals, and the runner Perez stays put at first. Yeah,
that's bad base running, by the way. Perez has to be at second base there. With 2 outs, you have to anticipate the ball in the ball.
But to your point about Link Jarrett and the infield defense, I mean, that is something of a calling card everywhere he's gone in his coaching career.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense has not played the part, so he's going to have to reevaluate the players that he has right now on the bench, or are they out of position?
Full count with 2 away. Purcell to Albright, who grounds it over to third, picked up and tossed to first by McCauley. It retires the side, but another run across for Duke. They lead by 2. Two-run lead in favor of Duke. Here's how we got here. 4 runs in the first 2 innings for the Blue Devils. The problem for them at that point was the Seminoles had scored 5 runs. Duke really with a long outing from Trey Beard of Florida State, giving him the most or the biggest test to this point in the season. And Michael DeMartini with a 2-run home run. Got the Blue Devils back out in front, swing and a miss, top of the order for Florida State here.
John Stutzel right now trying to get on base any which way he can. A good job by Lemke so far to be able to keep the Seminoles off the board. 3 goose eggs in a row in the 3rd, 4th, and now in the 5th inning.
Breaking ball catches the outside corner for Lemke. He's through 3 2/3 after Duke starter Jack Hedrick only made it through 1 1/3. He's given up 1 hit, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, no runs.
That foul ball is presented by Renewal Henderson, Windows and Doors, proud partner of Florida State Athletics.
Miles Bailey in the on-deck circle. He's reached 2 of his 3 times up. And to your earlier points about Bailey, he's come around to score both times that he's reached. Bounced back up the middle, and it's through for a hit for Stutzer.
Oh, that's huge right there for Stutzer to be able to get on base, put a little pressure on the defense and on the mound as well. Miles Bailey, last time against Lemke, struck out on a 3-2 pitch on the inside part of the plate. A great pitch by Lemke. Second time around, will it be Bailey's advantage, or will Lemke be able to continue his success?
Stutzer, by the way, the first leadoff batter for FSU to reach safely since he was hit by a pitch to lead off the game in the bottom of the 1st.
Well, he's not going anywhere right now. I know he stole the first time in that 1st inning, but this is an opportunity now, down 2, to be able to let their offense play.
If you're Duke, you know he's not going anywhere, right?
You never know, but I'm telling you right now that if he does go, it'd be a very big surprise. Now, I will say this. Lemke does have a high leg kick. He is not fast to the plate. But still, with Miles Bailey up at the plate, I let him swing for the fences.
1-0. Big cut. And it levels the count.
Well executed location again. Right on the blind spot. Bad intentions there.
That one's crushed. Bailey sends it out. It's a 2-run home run. And Florida State has tied it.
Well, Dad's giving high fives all around his area. And the big man's doing the same thing in the Florida State side. It is not that easy, and he is making it look very easy. That's a product placement by his dad as well right there. 116 off the bat. The right hand keeping it light. But Miles Bailey doing it right.
He has 13 of the team's 35 home runs this season. Line drive into right, and Kelvin Paulino reaches to follow it up.
It's not that easy. He's trying to come in. Let's not forget the last sequence. He was able to see 6 pitches against Lemke. Last time it was Lemke that got the best of him with the strikeout looking. Advantage goes to the best player on the field. And that best player is wearing number 12, and his name is Miles Bailey. And he ties this game up at 7. You look around this ballpark right now, everybody was just sitting down. I think Jared's asking, how are you doing this? As the fans just paralyzed in their seats.
I mean, that changed the energy. Almost like you mentioned earlier in between innings that it had cooled off here in Tallahassee. The clouds came over. and there had become a bit more of a breeze. It's that kind of energy. Bailey changed the weather around this game.
And the thing is, sometimes you see really good college players, right, that you're like, okay, will this transition to another level? This transitions to another level. When you see Miles Bailey's swing and you appreciate that swing, I can't help but to see Jim Thome's swing.
Huh.
That's the comp that I give him right now. And that's high praise, right?
Yeah,
and
that could be short for compliment as well as comparison.
It is.
It is quite the compliment.
It is that good, and it's because he has discipline as well to not chase out of the zone.
So Lemke trying to bounce back after the mound visit. The thing that's maybe most impressive about Bailey, you saw the numbers there, 116 off the bat, 416 feet. He's got 13 homers. Not a one of them is a cheapie.
No. Just appreciate the swing right here, the balance. See, the head never moves. The only head that moves there are his teammates in the background. Seeing it go over the fence. It's special, it's balanced, it's just right, the way he grips the bat. I mean, there's not much that you have to do once he does go to the next level. And that's the professional level. Just work on his defense.
Two and one to Braden Dowd. Pounded onto the ground. Perez digs it, steps on the bag at first.
It's a good choice by Perez right there. Good decision. If he tries to go to second base right there, most likely could throw it away because he did not have the right grip once he trapped the ball there on the ground ball.
Effectively serves the same as a sac bunt would.
Not on your batting average.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. That's how I know I'm talking, or I'm sitting next to a hitter. First strike is in there to Eli Putnam. Into the air, a lot of backspin on that, and makes its way out of play. Otherwise, I think that might have been a tough one for Strand to squeeze had it stayed in.
He's done a really nice job behind the plate today.
And he's catching every game for them at this point.
He is. They don't have much, and it's strand or get stranded right now for the Duke Blue Devils behind the plate.
0-2 with a runner in scoring position. Putnam punches it, and it's down in right. Paulino holds up at second. The throw comes all the way home, and Putnam takes advantage. He's to second.
All right, there's where you see the inexperience at first base by Perez, the freshman. Really good throw by the right fielder, RJ. And good piece of hitting. Putnam goes the other way. Paulino gets a good jump, but once you get lined up, you have to take a peek at third. He does not. Putnam automatically goes to second. That ball gets cut. You have a chance to at least get Putnam in a rundown or get that extra out. Instead, now you have one out, runners in scoring position, and you're talking about Moose being able to slow down the game here right now. Do they play in? Do they play back with their defense in a tie game, runners at second and third?
And before he even began his strut to the mound, pointed with his left hand out to the bullpen. Aiden O'Connell will take the mound for Duke in a tie game thanks to Miles Bailey.
Big man on campus. Give me a number one. Give me a number two. It's exactly his number on his back, and that's how many runs did score so far this inning. Miles Bailey on the board again.
So that's the day for Peter Lemke. Fine effort out of the bullpen for the Blue Devils, but
Great effort.
yeah, I mean, Miles Bailey, the home run to tie it and necessitate a change as Aiden O'Connell takes the mound for Duke.
Yeah, and Aiden O'Connell, again, just like Lemke, is going to have his hands full, right? He came in with 2 runners on. That was Lemke first and second. O'Connell now, from the left side, comes in with runners in scoring position, second and third, sophomore from Bedford, New Hampshire. So far this season, with an ERA of a 5.40 and 13 and a third innings, has struck out 17. They're going to ask him to get swings and misses early and often.
O'Connell, a transfer from Vanderbilt, New Hampshire guy, like his head coach. Duke needs to get out of a tough spot here with 2 in scoring position if they want to keep this thing close.
Infield back up the middle in the corners at third in.
One 1-0 for Hunter Carnes, who's had some good-looking plate appearances. A first pitch RBI single his first time up, a walk in the second inning, and more recently in the 5th, a liner that was snagged on a leap by Quagliano at third. Bouncer to the right side. It's an out, but a run scores.
Fundamental baseball. So Duke feels that in the next 3 innings, they have 9 outs to be able to score a run that they can do it. They're trying to avoid the big inning. So instead, they'll trade a run for an out. Now with 2 outs, Carnes doing his job of being able not only to get him in, but to move him over as well and put the pressure on Strand behind the plate to be able to keep the ball in front of him.
And we'll have a pinch hitter for Florida State. Noah Sheffield enters in the 7th spot in the lineup. This is where Chase Williams had been.
Left, instead of left on left, it's Sheffield now, who's been really good bringing in runs. 23 runs driven in this year.
Familiar setup in the batting stance for Sheffield.
It's familiar, but I'll tell you this right now, being a son of a Hall of Famer and having played here at Florida State, this is Noah's time, right? We tend to compare him to Dad.
Reaches out, pokes it up into the air, and it's out of play, foul. The son of Gary Sheffield,
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely, Gary Sheffield. And, you know, I've been in this position, right? You're the son of a star. You're the son of a Hall of Famer. At that time, my dad was yet not in the Hall of Fame, but a heck of a player. And you still have to make your mark. And Noah's trying to make his mark, and now he has to seize any opportunity. But looking at the scoreboard, 278, 2 home runs, 23 runs driven in. Offensively, he's done the job.
O'Connell delivers a strike, and it's 1-2.
Shakes his head, does not like the call. Two home runs he's hit so far have been on breaking balls.
Leads it down into the turf.
Boy, would I love to see what he can do in a full season. Just let him play. He's got quick bat, really good eye, working the count 2-2 coming off the bench, not easy.
Defense playing and basically straight up. High into the air. Albright's got a beat on it. Over toward the line and catches to retire the side. 3 runs across for Florida State here in the 6th. They retake the lead. Welcome back to ACC Network Baseball presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We've got a good one. Game 2 of a weekend set between Duke and Florida State. 3 across in the bottom of the 6th, and Florida State has retaken the lead 8-7. Brody Purcell back out onto the bump. Key part of the order for the Blue Devils here. 2, 3, 4. It's R.J. Hamilton, Caden Smith, Matthew Strand as Hamilton swipes and fouls away the first.
Got to keep him off the bases. It's a really good base runner, elite base runner. Been caught twice, once today already on a delayed attempt steal.
Foul tip 0-2. And now that you're into the bullpen in this game 2 as well, because of the left-handed starting pitching in games 1 and 2, it makes it more difficult for Duke to run aggressively. Wave and a miss, 3-pitch strikeout. Hamilton is down. The Blue Devils highlight next Saturday's lacrosse matchups here on ACCN and the ESPN app. Next Saturday, the number 6 ranked Duke men host Virginia in Durham at noon Eastern. Then at 4, the number 17 ranked Duke women host number 5 Syracuse. Caden Smith lays off of a couple in a row, 1-1 his count. Double, single, strikeout in his 3 plate appearances so far.
He's got power as well. Good job by Purcell right there again, being able to take some off with the wrinkle on it.
Yeah, Smith missed much of the early season for Duke.
Tibia.
5 home runs in just 16 games. Reaches and sends that one skyward into shallow left field. And the catch is made by John Stutzer, who moved over from right with the replacement of Noah Sheffield in the outfield.
Yeah, Stutzer right there, not picking it up immediately, but was able to make the adjustment, come on in.
Matthew Strand.
Got Fisher going out hard, luckily avoiding a collision out there.
Purcell contacted on the first pitch. Out into foul ground, Miles Bailey tracking and makes the basket catch. A 7-pitch frame for Brody Purcell in the FSU defense.
We had any of those here today? I don't think so, but I will say this. Ball stayed in the yard for big Miles Bailey. Hey, look what I caught.
ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Back with you as we're all stretched out in Tallahassee. Florida State with a one-run lead, 8-7 over Duke. A lot happening in the ACC this weekend. Some key series, Miami and Clemson, a couple of programs in desperate need of a series win. That one's tied up, but Miami currently up 3-0 last we heard in that one. How about a ranked series in South Bend? North Carolina and Notre Dame playing a doubleheader today to get that series begun. And then NC State, Georgia Tech, we told you earlier, tonight at 7 Eastern on ACC Network, game 2 of that one. It's a fun league this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun league filled with a lot of offense as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Georgia Tech can swing it. I had a few scouts already say I would not be surprised if you see a handful of those players at the next level anytime soon.
So Florida State batting with a lead in the bottom of the 7th. They'll send up 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Beginning with Carter McCulley. Sharply hit double to third base his last time up. That deflected off of Quagliano's glove. Rips it down the line in right. Might he have extra bases again? Hamilton runs it down. A strong throw, but cut off, and McCulley dives in with another double.
McCulley making the best out of it. We've seen really solid defense from him at third base, and now being able to hit the pitch away exactly where it's pitched the other way. Shows his speed and ends up at second base in scoring position immediately.
Consecutive frames where the leadoff batter has reached safely for Florida State. Third time for them that's been the case in this game. Now Fisher showing bunt, looks at a strike.
Well, what you're trying to do here is get the bunt down to the third base side, force third baseman Quagliano to make the play. That way it's easier for McCulley to be able to get into third. Don't want to bunt it towards first.
Perez creeping forward at first. Oh, it's a slash swing down the line, but curls foul.
Well, that's a pre-planned play right there because there was no type of wheel. They weren't busting in. Now Quagliano will be playing deeper at third base. Fisher can handle the bat. He can still hit the ball the other way. Try to move McCulley over to third.
Florida State trying to create some separation. 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. And Fisher down on strikes.
It was just a fastball right down the middle. Let it get too deep, trying to move over, and then you see his head looking to see what velo it was, today's player.
Top of the order, John Stutzer back to the plate for Florida State.
Tell you what though, these were the times that I loved when I wore the Florida State uniform. One out, runner at second, me being the runner at second, with a left-hander on the mound. This is an easy way to steal a bag. Lefties usually are slower. You can pick up the tendency of how many times they look over to second base, their times. It's almost sometimes a freebie, especially with a right-handed hitter at the plate.
Quagliano at third, playing just a step in front of the bag.
So far, both times, O'Connell has yet to check the runner at second base, so it's more of a time than anything else. Once he comes set at 1001, 1002, that's when you can go. Let's see if he checks the runner. McCulley at second now. 1001, 1002, go.
To the plate, tipped foul. Stutzer with a big 2-0 swing.
And that's how you steal 90, and you have to then force the infield in. And it'll make it a lot easier on Stutzer as this guy behind him on deck gets ready for his at-bat.
Bunt shown, Stutzer rips it away, and it's 3-1.
Stutzer looks into the dugout right now to Link Jarrett. Do I have the green light or not? Left on right, absolutely you do. I don't care if you have Miles Bailey on deck. This should be a guaranteed #1 right at you.
Line drive down into left. It was off speed, but Stutzer capitalizes. And a strong throw home from Albright keeps the runner at third. They're at the corners for Miles Bailey.
I thought he went off speed there. With Miles Bailey coming up.
His 13th home run of the season, his last time up in just the last frame at the bottom of the 6th. Pull side shift, Quagliano, the lone defender on the left side of the infield.
Tell you this, he does not look phased at all left on left. He's shown that he can take the left-handers deep to the opposite field. They're going to walk him intentionally with a runner on first base. Left on left combo. That, my friends, is something you do not see often, especially with the bat to ball skill that Kelvin Paulino Jr. has coming up. That's putting pressure on your pitcher now.
I mean, that is the ultimate sign of respect for Miles Bailey. I mean, that's Barry Bonds-esque. But to your point, his splits are really good against left-handed pitching, and OPS over 1,000.
I guarantee you there will come a time this year where the bases are loaded and they will walk him intentionally if you're up by 3 or 2, or even if you're down by 1. It's pick your poison. But left on left, I don't understand this move. I really don't.
You did that to bring up a 397 hitter with the bases loaded. Here's Kelvin Paulino.
And you force now the pitcher to come in the zone. He has no flexibility now to try to get a strike on a chase out of the zone. Paulino's got to be patient. He has to look for his pitch within that zone.
Droopy pitch in there for strike 1.
Well, Paulino has been more of a free swinger now, being patient here with the bases loaded, taking that deep breath, getting back in that box.
2 hits already today. It's it foul. He's got 2 and 2. As a freshman, how long did it take you to kind of get that armor of confidence to the point where maybe you're seeing Paulino develop with his swing decisions?
As a freshman, midway through my sophomore year.
Now a full count as he jumps over top of the pitch.
Yeah, the game has changed so much, and the repetitions and everything. I was very raw when I came here. That's what Mike Martin would say. I developed my skill here. A lot of these players already come developed, and they refine them here.
3-2. A miss of the zone. It's ball 4, and it brings in a run.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you do walk the bases loaded, and you intentionally, you force O'Connell, who makes his living here at Duke outside of the zone. You're forcing him in, and it's just putting him in a tough spot.
Consecutive walks, the first of which intentionally putting Miles Bailey on to load the bases. A runner walked in, and another pitching change for the Blue Devils. And still in a tough spot, bases loaded with 1 away. Here's this weekend's featured baseball game on ACCN and the ESPN app. Sunday afternoon, number 14, NC State, and number 3, Georgia Tech finish up their 3-game series from Atlanta. Coverage begins at 3 Eastern. It should be a good one. Georgia Tech victors in game 1 of that series. Another top 10 matchup in ACC play, one of a couple ranked series. Well, speaking of the Yellow Jackets, atop this list of MLB draft prospects, according to Kylie McDaniel, Drew Burris, Vaughn Lackey in that mix as well. Jaron Advincula at second base for them. And Bennett LaPalme, the left-hander, takes the mound for the Blue Devils.
And now he is in charge of being able to come in here and try to induce a ball on the ground or get that swing and miss. Bennett LaPalme with Dowd at the plate. Braden Dowd, who has a really good eye so far, 1 for 2 in the game. Not an easy situation for LaPalme. ERA in the mid-6, but right now it's about the moment. Can he get an out without allowing another run?
Prior to the break, the Blue Devils walked in a run with the bases loaded. Florida State now leading by 2, and it's 1-0 to Dowd. RBI single, a pair of walks. Pretty good day for Dowd so far.
Man. Bases loaded, you have to look for that pitch, your favorite pitch, your dream pitch. And not miss it if you're down.
It's inside, so now he's got 3-0. And Duke's in danger of walking in another run.
That decision to walk Miles Bailey intentionally, to not have a crooked number up at the plate, at the board.
Ball 4.
Paying off.
Another run across for Florida State. They lead by 3. And you said it, the intentional walk of Miles Bailey loaded the bases. It's been 2 unintentional walks since then.
It's a tough situation to put a pitcher in that last pitch for LaPalm to come into this environment where you have ducks on the pond, no pun intended here in this ballpark. The pressure is real. And now you get Eli Putnam up, who last year Davidson showed off his power.
It's the 12th time this season Florida State has scored 10 or more runs. And bases remain loaded, still 1 out. They threaten to put more on the board. First pitch to Eli Putnam. Inside.
Everything has gone glove side, and sooner or later you'll hear the animals let him know how many in a row he's thrown out of the zone. They're ruthless.
6 in a row. LaPalm trying to break the streak. And it's 3-0.
And it's all glove side.
Yeah.
The adjustment hasn't been made, and we're seeing the frustration right now in that Duke dugout.
There's a strike for LaPalm. 3-1 to Putnam. Strike 2, full count. Popped up by Putnam. From Lambden over to Quagliano into foul territory. The wind took it, but it's squeezed. That's out number 2.
It's a big out. Come back from a 3-0 bases loaded situation to not even being able to drive in a run right there. He's one big pitch away from getting out of this and keeping his team at a 3-run deficit. Wind's blowing and howling in there.
One to no count to Hunter Carnes. Florida State 1 for 7 at the plate with 2 outs today, with no runs driven in said scenarios. 4 of 7 of Duke's 7 runs have come across with 2 outs. It would be huge for the Blue Devils if they can keep that going.
Again, 3-1 count.
LaPalm misses inside. It's another bases loaded walk and another FSU run. Carnes to first, Bailey to home plate, and Muscara out to the mound to make another change.
Yeah, not only did he make that change immediately, but he's having a conversation with LaPalm on the mound. This is a teachable moment. It's exactly what he's doing right now. He knows that he's going to need LaPalm for the rest of the season, so mentally he has to keep him there.
It'll be Caleb Anderson on to throw next for the Blue Devils. The Savannah Bananas, a month ago today, had an appearance in Tallahassee. They played that game at Doak Campbell in front of a lot more fans than can fit here at Dick Howser.
It wasn't just an appearance. It was the first game was actually played here at Dick Howser. Then they played the next two in a packed Doak Campbell Stadium. Impressive, completely impressive.
Caleb Anderson is the Wichita State transfer right-hander who takes the mound for Duke with 2 away and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's got 1-1 to Noah Sheffield.
I like this matchup for Sheffield. Right on right. Shown discipline so far at the plate.
2-1. Sheffield swings it back into the protective netting.
Oh, he wants that one back too. 87 miles per hour right there. Not letter high, but number high.
On the ground, Quagliano to second, and they get the force out to retire the side. 9 batters through the order for FSU and a couple runs. We're through 7 in Tallahassee. Florida State with an 11-7 lead, up 4 with a chance to secure the series. First pitch swinging. Jake Lambden flies it up into left, and it makes its way out of play. Lambden, Anderson, Quagliano, the 3 due up for the Blue Devils.
No, this is a big inning for them right here. After allowing 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning, they weren't able to do anything in the top, and then Florida State added another 3 to pad the lead.
Called strike, it's 0-2. Brody Purcell on the mound for Florida State is through 2 innings. He's given up 1 run on 2 hits. Line drive into left, and it drops. Stutzer kept it in front of him after an awkward backhanded stop. And still gets the throw in.
That's a nice job, though. Really good regroup right there by Stutzer and left. Stayed on it and is able to keep. Being able to keep then right there the runner at first base.
So leadoff single for the Blue Devils. First time their leadoff man's been on since the 4th.
Lambden with 2 really good swings on the foul and then on that base hit.
Colin Anderson 1 for 3. Single his first time up, couple of ground balls since then. Right down the line, and it's a fair ball. Deep into the corner. Lambden rounding third on his way home, an RBI double. 2 batters in for the Blue Devils.
Well, how about the Blue Devils just not quitting? That's what I'm talking about. You need to have a big inning right here from the part of the lineup that has done a nice job so far this afternoon.
Back to a runner in scoring position for Colton Quagliano. 2 for 3. Purcell sails it high, 1-0. Came around, evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of real estate in the left side of the outfield as Dowd is playing him to go the other way. Check swing right there, wasn't able to hold up.
Out of play, foul ball, 1-2 the count. Right back over the middle. Backhanded by Putnam to knock it down, but everybody's safe. They're at first and third.
Guess who's coming up to the plate representing the tying run?
And Quagliano, a little hobbled as he came across the bag at first. Michael DiMartini is the scheduled batter.
That's like the heel area, more like the Achilles area for Quagliano. We're gonna have to go check up on him.
He's on top of the bag at first, so it does look like he's going to stay in. DiMartini's been in the batter's box the whole time, just waiting. Purcell's first offering is outside.
He's been hitting some grenades so far, a double and a home run as well. Just landing on him. Working the count.
Big swing, 1-1.
Got fooled on that one.
Bounces away from Carnes. Here comes the runner. And Anderson slides in safely for another Duke run.
Was trying to do too much with that breaking pitch, trying to repeat it. With the success so far that DeMartini has had at the plate, 2 for 3. This one just falls short. Now he's up 2-1, but now it's a 2-run game.
Rolled foul, 2 strikes on DeMartini.
Start thinking about if Duke would be able to control the walks. So far, 8 in this game.
8, a season high for the Blue Devils. That changes everything.
Completely.
DeMartini down to a knee as he swings and misses for strike 3.
Good pitch. Made him chase. DeMartini looking in. You can see with the hips just flying out. Chasing that pitch down and away.
2 strikeouts for Purcell today. And here comes Micah Posey. Duke not done yet. Couple of runs here in the 8th. We mentioned earlier their walk-off victory at home against East Carolina for the midweek leading up to this series. They trailed 8-6 entering the 9th inning in that one. They also won a big conference game against Notre Dame on a home run in the 9th. It was Caden Smith who was the hero on Tuesday night. Bottom of the 9th, a 3-run shot.
That was pretty cool for Caden Smith, who was hurt early on with tibia, and to be able to come back and hit that big home run right there.
On the way, the inning continues for the Duke Bats. There's the 9-hole batter, Brooks Perez. Smith sits in the 3 spot. So a couple of knocks and they could ensure another late game appearance at the plate for Smith.
It's a good take there, get the count back to 2-0.
Perez watches it all the way through. Strike 1. Line drive into left field. Down for a hit. Runner is sent. Quagliano dives in. As it is cut off, it's an RBI single for Brooks Perez.
Well, that's a second hit of this afternoon, and Brooks Perez this time allows it to go deep. That'll be it for Purcell, but that was 103 off the bat to drive in another run. Again, the Noles answer with 3 in the bottom half of the 7, and here come the Duke Blue Devils again, being able to answer back with 3, making this just a 1-run deficit for them. No quit in their game.
And back to the top of the order to face the new Florida State arm. 3 runs so far in the top of the 8th. It's the most of any frame for Duke. We got a tight one late here in Tallahassee. It has been back and forth, trading runs early, as every time Florida State puts up a big number, it feels like this Duke lineup has a response.
Yeah, it seems like they've responded the entire afternoon. The home run from DeMartini to get him back on top, and it's been Miles Bailey, though. Everyone here comes in Tallahassee to watch number 12, and he has not disappointed, showing his power. But Duke continues to fight back. Go-ahead run at the plate right now for the Blue Devils.
10 runs on 14 hits. It's the most any opposing team has had on Florida State this season. Yet they still need another run to pull it even. And now Chris Kinnear takes the mound for Florida State.
Tyler Albright.
Oh, 0-1 the count to Tyler Albright, top of the order for the Blue Devils.
Kinnear's got his hands full. You're looking at a very patient hitter at the plate. Does he have swing and miss? Yes, he does. But you have to be able to throw that pitch in the zone. Not a lot of chase.
There's strike 2 to Albright, who has seen at least 5 pitches every time he's been up today. The nation's leader in walk strong.
Overthrew that one.
Two and two, so Albright again will see a 5th pitch. Down and in, and a full count.
Right here with a hitter like Albright, who walks a lot, we're going to find out now. Coach sends Perez at first base on a 3-2 count.
Perez stays put. It's just off the outside. Great take. Albright walks.
Well, he shows why he is the leader in walks. Great frame job by Carnes, but that pitch was out of the zone. Just patient, not chasing. And seeing now R.J. Hamilton is 1 for 3 this afternoon, gets an opportunity.
It was a 2-run, a single back in the second. His only hit of the day, and he leans out of the way, 1-0. Pops up the bunt, foul ground, diving, and it is down for a foul ball. What an effort by McCauley. He almost pulled it in.
I think he overdove on it.
Yeah.
It hit off his heel of the glove. He was coming in hard and then had to veer off to his right. Excellent effort. Tough landing on that turf.
Now 1-1 to Hamilton. Nice pitch by Kinnear.
Hamilton working before the game on just trying to hit everything back up the middle, staying through it.
Hamilton just fights it off. He'll keep his count.
It's a good battle.
In his first appearance at the plate today, Hamilton, remember, had that 7-pitch walk that he worked with the full count. A couple of balls fouled with 2 strikes. Another 1-2. Two. Strike 3. Hamilton leaves the bat on his shoulder, and that's the second away.
Well, he threw number 1, the fastball, on the 207th pitch of the game. Gets a fastball right down the middle, and he knew it as soon as it went right by him. That's a bad feeling as a hitter. Been there many a times.
Now here's Caden Smith, the hero from Tuesday. Touches it down the line, a swinging bunt. Everyone's safe, bases loaded.
Keep the line moving. And he does that. Now brings that tying run just 90 feet away at third base, putting the pressure on Carnes behind the plate to keep the ball in front of him. The go-ahead run at second base for Duke.
And the bag's full for Matthew Strand, 4 home runs in their last 6 games. It's a miss high by Kinnear, 1-0. Strand is the 9th batter in this inning for Duke. Stayed up. Strand takes 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's a questionable pitch right there. He's been so good with the fastball. Locating it, goes to 2-1 breaking pitch, and now he is forced to throw the number 1 here with the tying run represented at third base.
Wow, close take. Matthew Strand walks, and it brings in a run to tie it at 11.
Pitch out, up and away. Not close. This is the man that started it all, Lambden, with that base hit. He has to be hunting the number 1 right now.
Lambden 1 for 4. His second plate appearance of the inning, and it's 1-0.
That's the pitch.
Healthy cut, too.
That's been his best pitch. It's been the fastball. Yet he keeps going away from it, and I understand not a lot of people trust it, but it has been the most effective pitch in the zone.
40 pitches now for the inning for Florida State, and that one is tipped for strike 2 on Lambden.
And that's the fastball again. Now can he throw it with conviction? Can they ask for that pitch with conviction once again?
Kinnear the 1-2. Got him looking. Runners stranded. Side retired, but a tie game after 4 runs score for the Blue Devils.
Well, it was walks that did in the Blue Devils in the bottom half of the 7th. Now it's the Blue Devils' turn to kick Florida State back.
Duke football won the ACC championship under Manny Diaz. It was Kara Lawson at the helm for the women's basketball team, ACC champs, and John Shire and the men's basketball team also capturing a conference crown. First ACC programs to win football, men's and women's basketball all in the same academic year. And that's something that Corey Muscara, head coach of the Blue Devils baseball team, talked with us about earlier in the week, just kind of what he's gleaning from the cultures of those programs, though he doesn't like the word culture. He refrains from using that. He's trying to turn baseball into something like that because Duke, as an athletic program overall, is kind of setting the standard in the league.
Yeah, they really are. Always known as the basketball school, they have really ventured out of that realm.
If you want to hang around on ACC Network, Stanford at Duke softball follows us. 8-9-1 in the order for Florida State. 1-1 to Carter McCauley, consecutive doubles in the 5th and 7th. Caleb Anderson winds, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Called strike and a full count to McCauley. So for Florida State here, you got to get it to the top of the order with runners on. Swatted out to center field, and it drops for a hit.
How about McCauley getting an opportunity here today to get the start? And after starting off this game with an 0 for 2, has already gotten 3 consecutive hits. This one right up the middle, and a big one to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
Three consecutive frames. Florida State's leadoff batter has reached, and now it's a man on for Cal Fisher. Softly gets the bunt down. Strand throws to first. Really nice job on the sacrifice.
This is going to be really interesting to see what happens here and how they manage this situation, Duke, I'm talking about. And runner at second base, you have Miles Bailey on deck. How important is this out? Huge. Miles Bailey, if comes up with 2 outs, runner at second will be walked intentionally.
First pitch popped up by Stutzer. Hamilton on the run in foul ground and catches it right at the wall. Runner tags up and makes it to third.
Now 4 fingers have to be coming up. Right now there is no way that Miles Bailey here gets to even have an opportunity to hit. He should just go walk to first base.
Bailey intentionally walked for the second time today.
And this will continue the entire year. It's an opportunity now for Paulino, Kevin Paulino, to be what Jeff Kent was to the San Francisco Giants, with Barry Bonds getting walked intentionally so many times. It's the opportunity to produce when given the chance.
2 outs, 2 on. Kelvin Paulino watches as it's low and away, 1-0.
So Kevin Paulino Jr. has shown the ability to hit the fastball. We all know that. Now, because the scouting report says, let's see if he can hit the breaking pitch out of the zone, you have to beware of the pitch in the dirt. Oh my.
The throw gets away. Perez just got a glove on it. Bailey, he slides late, but he's safe into second. Meanwhile, McCauley scores from third. and the Seminoles take the lead.
I'm concerned about Miles right now at second base. He slid late, and I'm worried about his ankle. Yeah, he's in pain right now.
Well, and he thought he was up easy because the play would have been at home.
Yeah, you got the stretcher coming out as well. This is not good for...
Wow. Hate to see that. We'll step aside as Florida State's just taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Two down, back with you in the bottom of the 8th inning. Florida State has just taken the lead, but a hush throughout the crowd here at Dick Howser Stadium as Miles Bailey, on a slide into second base, apparently injured his right ankle.
Yeah, very awkward as well, because you're thinking, okay, was it against the bag? It was actually tucked under the leg. The left leg was the one that hit the bag. This is very unfortunate right now for Miles Bailey and Florida State. He is their offense. He is their focal point. He is the circle guy in that lineup.
And you see he's got his right foot taken care of there. We did see the replay during the break. We have decided not to show it to you.
And I just want to add that this is a class act as well of what Duke is and their players taking a knee. They know the severity of this one. This is a heck of a future that Miles Bailey has in this game.
Man, what a shame. Lots of support for the sophomore. And since the conclusion of that play, it has been deemed that Bailey, who initially was ruled safe at second, was out at second. The run did come across home plate to give Florida State the lead, but that third out retires the side. So another look at the play that gave the Seminoles the lead. A pickoff attempt that squirts away, runner scores from third, and then Bailey tagged out at second. ACC Baseball is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. To the ninth we go. Florida State with a one-run lead. But Eduardo, they can only feel so good about it because their star Miles Bailey was carted off just prior to the break, injured, and not an optimistic looking injury.
Yeah, and right now it's up to Link Jarrett to try to keep the focus on his players right now. Try to get 3 outs, as important as it can be. And now we also have in the stands emergency also with the fans as well.
Yeah. Somebody calling for a medic. Just down the first base side, so a pause for that.
Interesting because the ambulance just took Miles, so seeing if there are paramedics here right now.
Yeah.
First responders.
All right, a medical emergency with a fan in the stands here at Dick Howser Stadium, so we will take a quick break and be right back. Back here in the top of the 9th inning, a delay in the action because of a medical emergency with a fan right immediately after the injury to Miles Bailey. So I think it maybe was a scramble for resources, but that fan is getting the proper attention now. So back-to-back unfortunate incidents of which we don't necessarily know the severity, but it has quieted things here at Dick Howser Stadium, to say the least.
Yeah, it really has, and for a fan base that is so knit and united as every fan base is in the ACC, this is bigger than a 12-11 game. And Link Jarrett, umpires, the Duke baseball team, they all know this. They're doing the best they can with the resources that were given after the ambulance just took Miles Bailey.
So the players have retreated to their respective dugouts, whereas they were on the field ready to start the 9th inning. Again, a medical emergency in the stands here at Dick Howser Stadium, delaying the top of the 9th inning here. 12-11, Florida State leads Duke. We're going to step aside for another minute break, and we'll be right back. Back with you from Dick Howser Stadium at Florida State. Unfortunate incident, a medical emergency with a fan in the stands before we were able to begin the top of the 9th inning, but it does look like there's an ambulance here. Okay, so you saw the applause. Seemingly, the fan is up to their feet. We saw a smile at one point, so again, seemingly positive signs for this medical emergency.
And credit to the first responders as well.
No doubt. I mean, that because, again, if in case you're just joining us, we had a severe injury to one of Florida State's star players, Miles Bailey, just prior to this incident. So to stretch the resources and manage both situations, I mean, that's kudos to those people.
100%. That's going to be interesting to see now with Link Jarrett regrouping his team. The same thing can be said for Coach Moose and the Duke Blue Devils being able to refocus on the field. You still need 3 outs. I think it's going to take some time to get his pitcher warmed up. So this could take more than a minute to get the teams back on the field. But right now, at least, it looks in a better situation than we were 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So you see players outside of the dugout with their equipment, obviously with the feeling that we're getting closer to being able to resume this game. All right, so we're going to step aside for one more break. Florida State with a 12-11 lead, trying to secure the win in the top of the 9th, hopefully when we get started shortly when we come back. Back with you in Tallahassee. Game delayed due to a medical emergency in the stands here at Dick Howser Stadium prior to the start of the top of the 9th inning. But we did appear to get some good signs with some applause. And the affected fan up to their feet. Chris Kinnear, number 41 for Florida State there, was the pitcher getting ready to throw in the 9th inning. He has been tossing to try to stay loose. For what has now been a very lengthy delay.
All right, so from my understanding, because the premises are not safe, and they have to make sure that that is in the best interest of all the fans. They have to then make sure they cannot start the game until the entrances and the exits are all safe for the person that's being tended to. So that being said, this one won't start for a little bit.
All right, well, we're going to send you over to Stanford at Duke softball in the meantime. We will return here for the conclusion of this one at Dick Howser Stadium. So let's get you Stanford, Duke softball with Chucky Kemp and Jenny Dalton-Hill. First pitch of the top of the 9th inning. We welcome you back here to Dick Howser Stadium after a delay due to a medical emergency prior to the final frame of regulation here. Florida State up 1. Eduardo Perez, Darren Vaught with you as it's 0-2 to Colin Anderson, who leads things off for Duke. And Chris Kinnear, who had pitched in the previous inning, has had quite the delay prior to resuming his outing here. He did get as long as he wanted to warm up.
Didn't take long for him either.
In with 2 strikes, and Anderson taps it foul.
Yeah, Kinnear's already thrown 27 pitches, 15 for strikes, 12 for balls. Really good, effective fastball.
Another 1-2. Out in front, fouled away. Colin Anderson, Colton Quagliano, Michael DiMartini, the 3 due up. Anderson 6th in the order. 7 through 9, a combined 9 of 16 with 5 runs driven in for Duke.
It's a good at bat. Another good foul by Anderson. Making him work already with 2 hits today.
That's scorched out into left center field. Another leadoff single for the Blue Devils.
Interested to see how Duke will play it on the road with Quagliano, who's already 3 for 4 this afternoon. Most likely Coach Musso let him swing away. Corner playing in, Quagliano taking the sign.
Slashes, but fouls it.
I love it. I love it. You have DiMartini, who's had a nice day, but has really struggled staying in the zone. Shows bunt, pulls away. That's a design play.
Squares again. Gets the bunt down this time on 0-1. Eli Putnam makes the play and tosses over to first.
Fielding the play, get the out. Now you're just 2 outs away from a win, but you also had that tie and run at second base. Duke playing for the tie on the road.
And Michael DiMartini, the batter, 2 for 4. A 2-run home run in the 4th, a double and a run scored in the 6th.
Now the biggest mistake DiMartini can do here is try to hit a home run. He's got to look for a pitch up in the zone. That's where he was effective last year in Dayton. Up in the zone was his money pitch. He's been struggling because he's been looking more in than up, and that's opened up everything on the middle away part of the plate.
Here's a look at the 2-run home run from the 4th.
And it was a changeup, stayed up. Chase Williams doing his best leaping ability, but DiMartini showing his power, and it's natural power.
2 for 4 today, 2 of his last 20 entering this game. And Brooks Perez there on deck to follow DiMartini, but a visit out for Kinnear in the meantime.
Tell you what, this is probably a really good move for Florida State. You get Kinnear, who was already in the game before the long layoff, and now you get him out of the game. You saw the visit first by Carnes, and now it was Posey who makes the move and the change and the call to the bullpen.
And it will be Gabe Nard, the Duke transfer, to toss against his former team.
How about that, huh? coming in a big situation. Not a lot of familiar faces in Duke were from last year.
No, I guess that's a great point. Throwing to some unfamiliar guys, but
still the same uniform.
Yeah.
Now pitching for the Seminoles, number 48, Gabe Nard.
So Kinnear back to the dugout after that tough situation to manage, right? He was pitching, then the long delay, gets started again, and gives up the single and then the sacrifice bunt. So Gabe Nard, the transfer from Duke, part of those Chris Pollard, Brady Kirkpatrick pitching staffs the last few years.
And you see the numbers there in 5 2/3 innings of pitching, already allowing 9 hits and striking out 4, less strikeouts than innings pitched. So you're looking at the 3 walks as well. It's going to come down to Michael DiMartini being able to be patient and getting his pitch. Not too much swing and miss. It's a great angle right there. You get the coach in the background believing in his transfer from Dayton to come up big just like he did last year for the Flyers. DiMartini looking up into the skies. Just one time. This could be his welcome to Duke at bat.
The Blue Devils 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position today. Nard, the former Blue Devil, set. And it's a miss outside, 1-0.
Good patience right there, not trying to chase like he was before this series, chasing a lot of pitches out of the zone.
One and one. Wave and a miss, even count at 2-2.
Right now as a hitter, you have to think, let me just put the ball in play. Good things happen.
Contacted with 2 strikes. Here's McCauley, who moved over from third to second and makes a running throw for out number 2.
Well, you bring the runner now 90 feet closer. Florida State 1 out away, but Perez has had some good at-bats today. 2 for 4. Last time up, it was 103 miles per hour the other way to drive in a run for the Blue Devils.
Perez RBI singles his last 2 times up, 1-0.
You get Albright on deck, who already has 35 walks on the season. Doesn't get any easier after Perez. This is the guy you need to go after.
Inner half, 1-1. Nard misses inside there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. So much of Duke's damage today has come with 2 strikes.
Good take, pitch down.
Now a full count with 2 down. Nard tries to close it out against his former team. Bounced over to first, and it's foul. So we'll see another with a full count.
Another really good at-bat from Brooks Perez. I don't know if you know this, but that's what I used to call myself when I was playing third base in the big leagues, trying to be like Brooks Robinson, just adding my last name to it.
Strike 3 call! Gabe Nard records his first career save against his former team, and Florida State holds off the Blue Devils for a series victory, 12-11 for Eduardo Perez. The rest of our great crew here in Tallahassee. I'm Darren Vaught. Again, 12-11 the final score. Florida State takes game 2 and secures the series over Duke. Thanks for watching.